Okay, I feel like once I stop talking to the camera for a while, it gets harder to start again. So I feel like if I keep up this consistency, it will be like easier and easier. Because at the moment it still feels really awkward and like cringe, and I'm like reading off a script or something, which is stupid. But anyway, I just wanted to sit down and talk a little bit about what's been going on this week, because it's been kind of like it's been kind of a chaotic week for me, like not in a good way. I haven't had one of these weeks in a while, so it was bound to happen. But and these things usually happen to me whenever I'm about to go on a trip or like do something, and you know, nothing bad has happened or anything. It's just been one of those weeks where things just happen and nothing really goes good, in a way where I've been so clumsy this whole week. I don't know, I've just been so clumsy. I keep forgetting things, like small things, and maybe that's because I have a lot to do in general. Yeah, also a lot of dreams lately that I've had have just been like, my anxiety has just been entering my dreams a little bit. Not in like everyday life, I haven't really been anxious in general day-to-day. It's just that for some reason it kind of manifests into my dreams somehow, and then I don't know. Other than that, everything's been fine. I haven't done much this week. I've tried to kind of chill out in terms of doing work, because I just handed in my uni work, so I kind of want to take not a week off, because like I still have projects to do, just taking a week to like focus maybe a bit on my hobbies a little bit more, which I mean, I focus on my hobbies every week, I feel like, so it's not anything different. But sorry for the bad lighting, can't really see me, but I thought it was a bit more vibey. Not that anybody wants to see my face. But so towards the end of last week, I came to a realization that maybe a lot more people from my family watch my vlogs or videos in general than I thought. Or maybe they don't, I don't know. But I've been hearing from my parents that they watch, and I don't know. It's nice, like, thank you guys for giving me the views and stuff. And you know, I feel bad sometimes because I don't call my family enough and things like that, but genuinely there's not really much to report on each week. If I don't have you close enough to my vicinity right in front of me, I'll forget to kind of reach out or keep in contact. But like, I do appreciate it if anybody does reach out to me every time, and I try to keep up with it as well. But anyways, thank you for watching my cringy little videos. I hope everyone's doing well. I always want to say that in videos, but I always forget. Yeah, I mean, I get to see my parents next week, so you know, we'll get to catch up and all of that, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But I do know that I should probably call my family more often than if you know me, then like, you know that I don't really like to call, and you might that might be quite contradicting, because you might be like, or you're just videoing yourself in your room and like talking to a camera and posting it online, which is like technically a lot more daunting than just calling your family member. But I don't know, I feel like this is just like my cozy space, and if I say something wrong or if I say something that if I stutter or whatever, I can cut it out when I edit, which by the way is not getting any easier. I'm so slow. I feel like I'm so slow at everything. I try not to judge myself about that too much because I've always technically been slower at things, like doing things, but I feel like I've gotten a bit quicker than like when I first started. Then again, we'll see how long this video is. I don't know, maybe like 20-30 minutes. I don't know. Nobody sits through like the whole time anyways, right? Other than that, it's been a chaotic week. I still have quite a few things to do. I've been reading though, which is what I want to talk about. So I've been reading the book Shatter Me by this person who I can't pronounce the name of, and I'm currently on chapter 16, so I'm not too far in, considering this book has 50 chapters, so I guess I'm in like almost halfway. The chapters are really short though, which I like. Maybe I'm like 25-30% in. I mean, this is a pretty long series. Will I continue? I don't know. It depends on how this book ends. I do have all the other books, so if I do really like it, which I am quite liking it so far, I might read up to the book that I currently have, which, let's see, if I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the cover. I feel like, but then again, this was released in like 2011. Was it? Oh wait, no. It says here cover art 2019. I'm sorry, Colin Anderson. I shouldn't be judging your cover. It does fit the story, I think, but yeah, I don't know. When it comes to cover art, I tend to go for more illustration based covers. I really like those, but this is just kind of like an eye. I don't mind it, it's fine, but anyways, whatever. Why am I talking about the cover? I should be talking about the actual book. So I've been reading kind of slowly. I'm a really slow reader. Again, really slow at doing stuff. I do kind of take my time with reading because like I can finish a book within a day or like up to 3 days, but sometimes I do want to mull over it just because I have other hobbies and stuff like that. But so far this book is pretty good. I didn't expect it to be like full on right from the get-go, but I don't mind that. It's what I mean by full on is kind of like the pace is quite quick. We're already like chapter 16 and already there's like things happening. I have questions, you know, like what's gonna happen to the main character. I'm starting to think that this is like a love triangle book, which I didn't expect. I'm not like a massive fan of those, but I don't mind either. Like I'm kind of indifferent. I like the vibe is okay. It's giving a little bit dramatic. I do like the fact that this is a very different pace to the last book I read, Jade City. This one feels a little bit more light-hearted, and it's just like a nice bit of a clean canvas from the last book. The last book was, I thought, was quite serious, still really good, different story, can't compare it to this, but I think maybe this is more kind of my pace of book, where it's like light-hearted, easy to read. I like the pace of it, the plot seems okay. When I feel excited to read a book, like I feel like I want to continue flicking through the pages and continue chapters as it goes on, that's a really good sign for me that I really like the book. So it's going well so far. I don't know, I'll update how it's progressing because I think I'm definitely gonna try to finish this book by next week. I wanted to quickly also mention about the lace. I'm really excited that now I've been able to borrow the lace pillow from the lace workshop that I do with the people in my town, and oh, so good. So glad that I can like continue outside of it. In the past few months that I've been going to the workshops, it's been really good working. Like for the workshop usually lasts for 2 hours, so I get like a good amount of time of learning and doing things. I also feel like whenever I stop and I come back to it, because it's usually only once a week or once every 2 or 3 weeks that I get to do it because I don't have my own lace pillow yet, I sort of put it to the back of my head, like I put it to the back of my mind, and I forget then how to do it a little bit. And so each time I start a session of lace making, I have to take like at least 10 to 20 minutes of just figuring out again just kind of how to get back into it, which is fine, but I do want to kind of start doing it outside as well in my own time and not just with the group. So it's been really lovely to have the lace pillow. I've borrowed it for now, which is so kind of the people that they let me borrow it. But yeah, so I'm winding my own bobbins on it. I hope this vlog was enjoyable. And yeah, I always think, you know, I'm really grateful for people who watch them, but I'm also a little bit confused as to why, because I'm like, it's kind of uninteresting, but also maybe for people who know me and want to watch it and see what I'm up to, because I don't always text or call them, they can be like, oh wow, this is what Fran is up to, you know. But yeah, I hope you're well. I hope you have a good week. Something that I realized, and sorry if I look a bit rough, I woke up like 10 minutes ago, but something that I realized that I didn't mention last night, the reason why this week has been a bit chaotic was because I think we accidentally left some fruit out and the window open one day in the kitchen, and because it's been getting warmer, we got fruit flies, and we got quite a lot of them. So yeah, they've migrated from the kitchen somehow into the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure it's because fruit flies lay eggs in the drains, and we have 3 drains in the bathroom. So unfortunately I haven't had to deal with fruit flies for a while because we try to be quite rigorous when it comes to leaving food out. So it might sound gross, and if you don't want to know about this, skip it. What I do when I have fruit flies, because I have had to deal with fruit flies before when I had a smaller room and I just had to have always food out. I've been leaving around like this concoction in these little containers. It's basically just white vinegar, some soap and water. I usually pop them like next to the bins, on the table if there's any food, and next to drains. If you leave it overnight, it should catch the fruit flies, at least most of them, and it did. There is still some left, so I need to redo it, but I've run out of white vinegar, so I'm hoping to just eat breakfast and then get ready and go out to the shops and get some more, because this is just really bad timing because we do leave in like a few days. So I don't really want to leave fruit flies flying around because we're probably gonna come back in 2 weeks and there's gonna be like a swarm of fruit flies that's gonna be even hard to get rid of. But also what is good is to just morning and night, usually I have some boiling water and I pour some white vinegar inside drains and just pour some like boiling hot water over it, and that should kill the eggs essentially. Now that obviously isn't great for like your pipes, especially if like you have plastic pipes in your kitchen. Obviously that's not great, but unfortunately that's what I found gets rid of them, at least pretty quickly. But yeah, that was just like a random thing that I forgot to mention last night, so hopefully they'll be gone before we go. start this because I feel like this whole segment is just gonna be me complaining, but I mean, I don't really want to make this video like negative or anything like that, and I don't want to end on a negative note, but this week has really just been testing me. Honestly, I have a whole list of like what I just wanted to update on, but I guess it's just life, right? By the way, I just want to be dramatic for a bit, okay? Let me just be dramatic. I didn't think that this week could probably get any worse, but it kind of did. But I just finished cleaning up my room a little bit from last night because I decided to switch my room around, and I'm so glad that I did because I have a lot more space now. I think there's a lot more floor space in my room, and the desk is right next to the window, so there's like nice lighting, so hopefully if I have to take any product pictures for the shop or anything like that, I can just do it here on my desk. Anyways, let's get into it. Basically, the last time I spoke, I wanted to go to the Textile Collective, I think, to get my stuff. Yeah, so the morning that I woke up, things started to go wrong because basically I woke up, everything's fine. I had a weird dream again that day. I had breakfast and then I decided to go out. So just before I went out, I wanted to export some files from my phone onto my laptop, and as I was doing that, my editing software that I use Capcut, by the way. It's just easy for me and I like it, but all my files were coming up as corrupted. So this video wouldn't have even existed. I did fix it in the end, so it's okay. I just had to reboot it and basically re-upload my files. Just kind of annoying because I had to take extra half an hour before I left and I was already running late. I just want to make like a quick disclaimer that like nothing is wrong. I'm fine. Even the things that I talk about are like not that great. I'm fine. I am doing okay, and just yeah, it's just one of those weeks. We'll end on a happy note though. I just don't want to make this too long because I think this video is already like 30 minutes long, I don't know. But I'll post it today, hopefully, if everything goes well. So anyways, I get into town. Textile Collective is closed until the 22nd. And that might be because of half term. Now, I'm not in school, so I don't know when half term is, but I'm presuming now. It was closed, so I wasn't able to get any more bobbins. So I had to kind of improvise when I got home, which thankfully it turned out fine. It's just taking a bit longer to finish the piece that I have to finish. Then I thought, okay, well, I can't get any pins. I'm in town anyway, so let me just go to the Works, which is a shop close to the Textile Collective, to get some pins because I don't have like any pins to secure the lace. So I go in there because they usually have a section of textiles, like scrap materials or something like that, where they sell that kind of stuff. So I thought it would be there, I don't know, but I turn up and it's just not there. They don't have any pins, it's sold out. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the fabric shop, surely they would have pins. So I go to the fabric shop, thankfully I get pins, and I'm like, this is a pretty big fabric shop, right? They have a lot of crochet, they have a whole section on yarn, they have a whole section on knitting. It wouldn't hurt to ask if they've got lace and maybe lace bobbins and stuff like that. So I go up to the counter and the lady says, oh, go upstairs, they're probably upstairs. I was like, okay, great. I searched the whole area upstairs of the shop, nothing. I go up to the counter, I asked the lady, do you have any lace bobbins? And she looks at me dead in the eyes and she's like, oh yeah. And she hands me, bless her, she hands me those bobbins that go into the sewing machine. So I'm like, oh no, I meant like lace making tools, lace bobbins. And she's like, I don't know what that is. Now by that point, I was already a bit frustrated, so I was like, this is just a sign that I should go home, honestly. But I look it up and I show it to her and she's like, oh no, sorry, you're not gonna have any luck finding those anywhere. And I'm like, so I go home. Now I get on the bus, everything's fine. This time the bus doesn't break down. Instead, there's these two ladies. So story time. I just think this is just funny, to be honest, to share with you. Maybe you don't care, I don't know. But this is the end of the video, so you can click off. I would just tell you about the story. So, and it's really hard for me not to laugh in this situation, even though it's not really funny. But so the bus by now is like quite full of people, right? And there's this lady sat at the disabled seats that there is on the bus, and this
other lady comes in. She gets her ticket. She's carrying a man in a wheelchair, so she's obviously going in, and there is still a bit of space where to sit for the wheelchair, but there is this lady who's obviously sat there, and she asks a little bit hastily, I guess, I don't know, it was just, I guess she said towards the lady to basically get up because she has to sit there with the man in the wheelchair, obviously. And I guess she could have said it nicer, I don't know, but in response this lady basically says, you know, just wait, you can be nice about it. And I guess this other lady takes it the wrong way and starts to just be really, I guess, vocal towards this other lady, saying that she's being really rude, that she won't move, even though the lady was already moving, to the point where this lady then starts shouting. She starts to back away from the bus. She starts to get off the bus, and I guess she's just angry, and she lets go of this poor man who's on the wheelchair, and he rolls off the bus on his own, and he voices that he's hurt, like he says ow. By that point the bus just leaves. I get off the bus, and there's a little bit of like a crossroad where I have to cross to get to my house. I try to cross the road, and there's like a little shop up the road as well where there's a little parking. Now there's a car coming, and there's a car also coming out of the parking from the shop. The car that's coming out from the parking swerves fast in front of this other car that's coming down so quickly that they almost crash, and I'm just standing there witnessing it, to the point where this other car starts to roll his window down and starts to shout aggressively towards the car. The other car leaves, runs away, I guess, and that's that. And the man just keeps also driving and swearing and all of that. I get home and I just decide that it's just not my day. And yeah, oh, something I forgot to mention as well was that when I got out of the works to go to the fabric shop, I almost twisted my ankle just walking down the road. I didn't step on anything, I didn't do it, I was just walking, and I almost sprained my ankle. So that was, yeah, that should have been my sign actually to go home. So yeah, that evening I started getting anxious, I guess, about the flight tomorrow, because this week it's just been a series of like unfortunate events. So I'm just hoping that the flight and everything with that will go well. But since then, yesterday I kind of took a chill pill and I decided to just change my room around a little bit. Yeah, I like how it turned out, so that's good news, I guess. But last night I had another crazy dream, and this one was like crazy to the point where like I couldn't really explain it. I think in the dream I was at this resort and I was swimming in like the sea, and all of a sudden there's like a tornado that shows up and it tries to swallow me. Yeah, so I won't go into detail about that. Anyways, and then I wake up and then I check my phone. I got a message. I got two messages actually. I got an email and a message. So obviously I got an order this week, which is so lovely. If whoever's bought it or watches this video, thank you so much. Honestly, that was like my last print, so now it's sold out. But I got a text from them this morning that, so they've told me that the order still hasn't arrived. That's kind of worrying me a little bit, because I don't know if it's Royal Mail's fault or if it's my fault. When it's like a home delivery from the UK, I try to basically use up the stamps that I have, because for UK orders I try to do it as efficiently and also as well as possible. So I use Royal Mail first class, but I've got my own stamps, so I try to use those up. However, I don't know what's been going on in the past 2 weeks. This has happened where the order just hasn't shown up, and now I'm worried that I don't know if it's my fault or if it's their fault, because usually first class letters should arrive either next day or within 3 days, and it's been 4 days now since the order has been shipped off. So I'm getting a little worried, especially because I'm leaving tomorrow, so I won't be able to deal with it until I come back. So anyways, I haven't contacted the person, so they'll let me know. If it doesn't arrive by Wednesday, I will just refund them and reship it when I come back. So I'm really sorry about that. Unfortunately, these things happen. I also got an email. So we don't have, so basically in the building that I live, we don't have washing machines in our flats. We have it outside. So apparently I think they are raising the prices of how much you have to pay for it. It's already quite expensive. Yeah. Also, update on the fruit flies. They're still flying around, some of them. I did get rid of most of them, so that is good news. So I'll just leave the little concoctions that I've made around the house and hopefully they'll be gone. I don't know. I can't really do anything about it. It's like a lot of these things that happened are kind of just out of my control, so I can't really do anything about it. Now I do want to finish on a good note, so let's talk about some good things that have happened. Obviously the orders from my shop, I got an order from Depop and I obviously got an order from my Etsy, so that's nice. That's always nice to see. Also I got an email that I'll be exhibiting at this small art gallery around where I live. I signed up for an open call and they did email me back. Actually the email that I got went into my junk folder, so I didn't see it for like almost a week, so I'm really glad that I double checked my junk folder, and I check it usually weekly because sometimes there is emails on there that will just end up there for no reason. But so I'm glad about that. Obviously I got to do the lace making and changing my room. I do think some of the stuff looks a little bit childish maybe. I think I ordered a cabinet like a few months ago and I got this like green thing as a gift with it. I think it was like a Black Friday deal, so that's why I got it. And I just only hung it up now. I didn't have how to hang it up, so I kind of taped it. We'll see after 2 weeks when I come back if it's still up. I got my hair cut. I didn't want to wait until I go to Italy because I know my mom is a hairdresser and she could have done it for me, but I was just getting too annoyed. The fringe was just getting into my eyes, and I do think it might make my head look a little bit like a mushroom. So I might still ask her to like cut a bit of the top, but I don't know, we'll see. Or I might just leave it like this to like grow out. It is getting quite bushy and long now, but it's okay, I don't mind it. But anyways, that's the update, and hopefully this wasn't too long or boring. I just want to say again, thank you for watching and hope you have a good week and a better week than I did.